Hey friends, hope you're having a wonderful Monday. This is the field notes for week 9. Hope you guys are doing well. For those who are new to this channel, this is my way of documenting this journey of mine to catalyze a movement of mavericks who are collectively answering the call to create a better future, the beautiful future. So, if I seem a little tired, it is because I am tired. It's been a very full week 9. I had a lot of things going on. At City, we hosted a 2-day conference where we brought together all these church planners and with the hope to inspire and encourage them. Also, I had a full morning workshop with over 100 high school students yesterday, where I was sharing with them how to develop a 90-second pitch to be able to share not only the ideas of their summer project, but the heart and the story behind it. These high school students are like my inspiration. They give me so much hope for the future because they all have committed their summer to make a difference in their community. And then also, I had some consulting conversations and some meetings early morning with the East Coast folks to help them kind of think through their narrative and think through kind of the strategy to help lead change in their organization. And also, wanting to spend time with my family, enjoy my family. And so, we had a fun night last night, kind of enjoying the cool winter evening of Southern California, which is really nice. But yeah, so I am tired, and so that's why I made these notes to help me to stay on track and not to ramble too much on this video. But here we go. So what have I been learning in this time? I think I'm again being reminded and learning once again how important that quantitative and qualitative metrics are. And so last week on the 1 minute story, I talked about Metrics Monday, and today is also a Metric Monday where I'm actually going through all the data, all the dashboards to make sure that we're actually making progress, not instead of just staying busy. And so stats and stories is another way of saying it. Just really trying to understand, hey, what happened? What is the measurable impact that we're able to see? But also, where are the transformational stories that we've actually are making difference in people's lives? Also, another thing that I started doing was really starting to think ahead. So I'm trying to figure out how to live and work in the future today. So I'm always trying to be in the future, but trying to figure out what needs to be done today to help us to realize the future. And so it's been a really interesting kind of dynamic and energy. And so when I look at my calendar, I'm not actually looking at my this week's calendar. I'm looking at what's going to happen a month from now. And then from there, I'm kind of bringing back into today's reality and making sure that everything that I'm doing today is helping me to create that future tomorrow. So I'll let you know how that goes. It's a little bit harder than I thought it would be because there's so many things that come up throughout the day that kind of pull you away, right? So it makes me be way more reactive than I want rather than being proactive of really pushing our organization and pushing all that I do into the future that I envision. Now, the other thing that's been really good for my soul is learning how to unlearn. There's some habits and some paradigms and worldviews that I adopted that is not helpful. And so as I began to evaluate kind of the fruit of my life, I realized, hold on a second, why am I not being productive, or why is it actually going the wrong way? And I realized that there's some things that I have to unlearn, some paradigms, some principles that I thought was true, where I'm realizing, hey, maybe it's not as true. And also, I'm starting to unbecome. So getting back to the essence of who I am, right? I think I put on a lot of layers over the years as I played different roles, but I never want to lose the essence. And so yesterday in the morning session with the kids, well, they're not kids, high school students, I was sharing with them the difference between putting on facades, which is like putting on masks in different contexts, to actually showing up as your whole self, but showing people the different facets of who you are. You bring your whole self, but you don't have to reveal your whole self, right? You know that what you're doing is you're giving them different views and different perspectives of who you are in service of them. And so for me, yesterday I showed up as an encourager, as a friend, but also someone as a trainer and a teacher, right? But near the end, I ended up starting putting on my pastoral hat to give them a little bit of encouragement of, hey, man, you guys are doing it. You guys are making a difference. Don't give up. So, depending on the room and depending on context, knowing the different kind of parts of you that you could reveal to serve, reveal in service of the other has been really powerful for me. And so I'm starting to like strip away some of the extra stuff that I keep putting on, like titles and labels and things like that, to really getting back to who I am and the essence of who I am, and also the essence of who I want to become. So one of the big things is this idea of energy management, time management. So, I love productivity. And so I focus so much on figuring out how to time block and all these things. But what I'm realizing is that actually I should spend 20% of my time focusing on how I'm managing my calendar and 80% of time figuring out how to manage my energy, right? Or create more energy, right? And a lot of that is actually has to do with understanding what energizes me and what de-energizes me, right? So like yesterday morning, I spent 3-4 hours just pouring out to these kids, and at the end of it, my kids that came with me, my own children came with me to that event. They said, "Dad, you don't look tired." I'm like, because that was so energizing. Later on in the afternoon, it caught up to me, but that moment was so energizing that I was so inspired and excited to keep moving. And so I'm trying to figure out how to spend more of my time, to time manage my time to be able to build more energy rather than expel energy. So one of the ways that I'm realizing is that, still have to think about it in productivity, right? So if I could do it in 2 minutes, let's get it done. If not, let's delegate it or defer it. And best of yet, you make a to-do list and you get some of those things that you put on the to-do list and you start deleting it. Not completing it, but deleting it, because you realize that it doesn't actually move the thing forward. And so I'm learning how to delete my tasks without actually doing it and feeling okay with it. And lastly, is the mindset. So, there's a lot of talk about the scarcity mindset and hoping to move people to an abundance mindset. But in my cancer journey, that I realized that actually you may go to an abundance mindset, but the better mindset is the enough mindset. But I forgot one thing. Sometimes when you get enough, you feel like, oh, we're settled. We stay in the status quo. We stay comfortable. But what I'm realizing is that actually I want a mindset where I know that I have enough to keep on growing. Does that make sense? Right? Not that I don't have enough to grow. I'm lacking stuff, but I have everything that I need to help me to continue to grow and spiral up rather than spiral down. And lastly, I'm going to end with this, right? I've been having lots of phone calls with dear friends and old friends, and just again catching up and spending lunches and having incredible time with them. And I just realized, and this is part of a workshop that I did at the conference, is that transformational relationships, not just relationships where we just hang out, but relationships that build you up and make you better, and that you could also pour out and help others be better, is everything. The more you can surround yourself with those who are asking, how are you doing? But also, hey, where are you going? How can I help you? How can I, remind you, keep you accountable to things, to kind of accountable to the things that you said, but also help you to hold on to that dream that's in your heart and help you to realize it. Those relationships are everything. And so this week was full of those conversations with friends where either I was the one that's holding them accountable and keeping them going and being the encouragement, or they were mentoring me and they were encouraging me. And so I'm realizing that if I want to build more energy in my life and and make the most of the time that I have to surround myself with these transformational relationships. That's going to help me to continue to grow and to stay with it and not quit, as I'm trying to lead and catalyze all of us to create that beautiful future by learning to live and lead the beautiful life today. So that's the field notes for this week. Hopefully it's an encouragement. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all those that I've been connecting with through the constellation. For those that don't know what that is, just send me a note or leave a comment or send me an email, whatever. And I could bring you into kind of this movement, this conversation that we're having as a collective to make the world a better place. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you next week.